The perpetrator of these horrendous acts is the most depraved individual I've ever come across. 26 years of policing.
His evilness is evident. We know what he's done, and it was heinous and hideous and very confronting. Peter Scully is finally in jail, likely never to walk free again. Charged with kidnapping, rape, torture, murder, and selling the gruesome videos he's made which detail the terror and pain of his child victims. Good morning, thank you. So when you were on the run, how great was the urge?
Urge for what?
To find young girls.
Hardly ever had an urge. It's not like a hungry dog that's got to feed every 3 hours or 4 hours. It's not like that. So
to sit down then opposite Peter Scully was to sit down opposite somebody that you can't quite believe can be so evil and so debauched and can cause so much damage and pain. What we're interested in is whether you have any remorse, whether you admit to what you've done.
Of course I have remorse.
Why, of course?
Well, you think people don't have remorse?
No, I'm asking you as somebody who is a repeat offender here, who went on the run, who's only here because you've been caught, not because you turned yourself in. At what point do you actually feel sorry for what you've done? Is it at the point where you're captured?
Oh, that's a good question, actually. That's a good question. Well done.
He was smug, he was arrogant, he was evasive. He seemed to enjoy the attention. But I got to go home, and he didn't. And so I'm not sure how long that smugness lasted. What is the case against Peter Scully?
There's two cases in the Philippines. The first case is the slavery, the fact that he's kept two young girls in a house and sexually abused them, tied them in dog chains and allegedly made videos of them. That's one case. The second case involves the holding of young victims and sexually abusing them, and then it went to violence against the young victims as well as abuse, and then unfortunately and horrifically ended in the death of one of the victims.
That was an incredibly confronting story because of the age of the children involved and the level of debauchery against them and the number of people involved in it. The prosecutor wanted me to look at the videos before I interviewed Peter Scully, which I actually refused to do. And I think many in the Filipino media did see it, and one of my colleagues saw some of the videos. And I just made the judgment that once you see that, you can't unsee it, and what I was imagining was bad enough. So judge me as a poor reporter if you like, but I just didn't feel the need to see it. It was already confronting enough, you know, and frightening enough, and sad, really sad, because you know, this was a wealthy white man preying on very underprivileged people, very poor people.
After breakfast, we were asked to dig a grave.
Why did you have to do that? What were you told would happen to you?
That we will be buried in the graves that we are digging.
What else did Peter do to you while you were in the house?
While we were being photographed and videoed that night, Peter Scully, he assaulted us.
Why do you rape young children?
The answer is, I don't know. I don't know the real answer.
Well, why don't we hazard a guess?
No, don't hazard a guess.
Is it because you're depraved?
Depraved? Maybe.
That you admit you do it?
What I'm looking for is the real reason why I took that road and what drove me to it.
And if you were a 9-year-old girl being taken up here, you'd be terrified, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. I
was entering that room, going up those steep stairs in the middle of the day in the company of a police officer, somebody who, you know, is there to protect you. And it really did strike me as I was going up those stairs what it must have felt like for those children who were going up there in completely different circumstances. Not in the protection of anybody, but in the care of people who wanted to hurt them. and being held, against their will. So that was awful.
Sadly, this is where Cindy died. She was repeatedly raped, tortured, and eventually murdered by Scully, her body buried in this shallow grave.
It's incredibly confronting, isn't it? Even for you?
No, it is. It's horrific.
The local police in this case were extraordinary. I mean, that's what broke the case. It was sort of gut instinct and following up something that was not obviously clear, that somebody that they had their sights on could be Peter Scully, and by putting it together, that started this massive investigation and this massive manhunt.
What was your reaction when you were arrested? Did you feel as pathetic as you looked?
Thank you. I didn't think about that.
What is it about you, Peter, that hates children and women so much?
I might address that in the journal.
It just got crazier and crazier for you, and sicker, and you'd already committed murder. Where was it going to end? What was the next level for you?
There was no next level.
I believe that the audience, in watching that Peter Scully story, got a glimpse of a monster. I think that there are terrible people who do terrible things, that there are people who are disadvantaged who are their targets, and that there are really good people doing a really good job against them. And I guess it's an insight into human nature, all aspects of it.
Hello, I'm Tara Brown. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss out on our extra minutes, segments and full episodes of 60 Minutes on 9now.com.au and the 9Now app.